welcome back to the Honda Ascot project. Today we are going to find out if it's going to run. I got the carburetor, it is clean. I got a new carburetor for about $150. I'm going to put it in, and today we are going to find out if this thing is going to be a complete bust. I don't know if it'll start. I am concerned because I could potentially just toss away $500 on this bike, and $500 to me is actually a lot. A lot of the guys that are doing like YouTube videos, they have plenty of money to waste. I don't. I am kind of doing things on a very limited budget, so I'm already $150 into this project, and that's quite a bit. And I am hoping that with at least another $400 tops, I can get this thing on the road, because it is expensive. I was not expecting the parts of this thing to be so expensive. So let's get started. Let's get the new carb into the bike. This carb in here, I do have an existing air hose here that I think I'm going to remove and use the one that came with this new one. And I do have the wiring here, which hopefully will work. And okay, so now it is kind of like in place. Bring out the carb enrichers, which are these, and there's a cable in here. We're gonna have to pull it out. Here we go. So that's enough for us to install into the inlet over there. And this one already has the plastic thing. I'm gonna keep it here. This is the reason I can't use my other. Well, actually, there's two reasons I can't use my old carb, and I think the biggest issue is the spring won't rotate, but also this is stuck inside on one side. I managed to remove the other one with the help of my father, but the issue is that this little thing, and I'm being very careful about removing it, this little thing will not come out of the carb, and I've tried to drill it. I left penetrating fluid overnight. I heated up the carb. I have done so much to try and get rid of it, and it's just fused in there. You could just get this side of the carb, but it doesn't seem like that's a smart idea. So I'm going to lube up this cable before I put it. So this is the choke enricher. There is another option instead of using this cable that I thought would be kind of good. From China, you can get the screw type of idle adjustment, but the only issue is that when you do it, you have to do it on both sides. So pull it out on both sides and then just push it back in. And I like that a lot more than this system, just because it's a lot simpler. It just removes the cable and the choke from the handlebar. But it's just something that if this works, I'll probably leave it. If I need it, I'll order one. It's only like $5, so it might be a cool idea to do. So this little brass thing, if you note, it's got a hole in there. And the first thing you're going to do is put the spring in here, like that, and then take this and just kind of put it in that hole. And if you rotate, you'll see it. Now the spring is in the neck of that, and this is how the enricher works. So it pulls in and it pulls out. So with that, we're going to fit it back into the bike, and hopefully this is not going to fuse together. It's got actually a very good play to it. I am not good at this stuff, and even before motorcycling, I looked at mechanical work as like voodoo and black magic. So if I can do it, anybody can. So don't strip this. This is a 14 millimeter, but it doesn't require a lot to tighten in there. You have to adjust it just perfect here. So just work it on both sides. Make sure that the carb stays nice and clean though. Jesus. Okay. We definitely need it to be back here. It's actually kind of like not a... I wish it was a different sort of system here. Alright, it's kind of loose, but that's fine. Now if I twist the throttle, I'm eventually going to remove the cables again and lube them up. So it's quite an interesting little thing here. I almost feel like I need to remove this to kind of fit it in properly. Guys, I have made some progress. I actually fitted the carb onto here. And I just wanted to tell you that this is probably one of the hardest carb installs I've ever done. There's like very limited space in between these two cylinders, and it makes it just so much harder to install. So what I'm going to do now is just push it down all the way to make sure there's no air leaks around the boot, and then I'm going to install the air box, and from there I should be able to just get some gas and test it out. So let's go find out. And then I still got to fit the... Let's tighten these bolts up and this one up. What I want to do is clean up this air box, and I'm going to oil it up. I like to... We also have to fix it with some... usually like to spray some WD-40 and just get all the grime out. Thing goes like this, or either like this. I kind of forget. Alright, our air box is finally in there. This is one difficult carb and air box to put in. So we're going to tighten both these sections up. Tighten these things. Make sure you push them down. Make sure you tighten this. This is the air filter. What I do is I like to push it down a bit and then just tighten it up. And our air box is bolted up. I don't have the air filter in there, but I'm actually going to start it. And I got the tank here, and I'm just going to run this temporary line here. And then I'm going to bolt it down. These hoses they definitely have seen better days. Almost ready to test out the spike. Just make sure that this is really tight. You can see I have the tank in there. The next step is just to fill the gas tank with some gas and then hit that start button. I really hope that it'll start. So I don't know if the engine is good, I don't know if the transmission is good, but if it does run, and that's a very difficult proposition to know, I will kind of shut it off and change the oil right away. The engine does have oil, but if the fluids are an indication of what's happening in the engine, the oil inside is also pretty bad. I just want to see if it'll start up, and then I'll change the oil. The old spark plug's in here, yeah, but I am going to buy a new one. Now turn on the battery. Alright, time to see if it'll start. Turn on the fuel. Run. Aquí estamos. Kind of stuck here. The cops won't bother me.